You've got proactive, reactive, tax filing, that kind of stuff. Well, I know you guys for this, we haven't talked about this question, but there's the black and white and there's the gray. So what does that mean to you guys when you hear black and white taxes versus the gray area?
All right, you got me on a roll. So here's the thing. I talk to a lot of CPAs. I am not a CPA myself. I'm a strategist, right? We do have CPAs that we work with and that are strategizing around this with me. There are a lot of CPAs that are very reactive, not proactive, meaning you bring everything to them, and oftentimes we bring them to them, and a lot of us procrastinate, so we get it to them a little bit later than we thought we would in the first place. Now they have minimal time to go through and see what deductions and tax strategies, advantages that we have and that we can take before they file it. It's a very reactive approach because it's like, oh, okay, let's see what you got. Oh, shoot, you owe a ton in taxes. That happens a lot, especially and my favorite is when CPAs approach this, they'll say, oh, they act like it's such a great thing because it is, but they're like, you had such an awesome year this year. Like you made $200,000 more than you had made last year. Here's your tax bill.
Yeah.
And it's like,
yikes.
Hey, wait a second. That's a lot more than I had prepared for or knew that was coming in taxes. But the reason that I wanted to talk about this a little bit is because there is that reactive approach. And I talked to a lot of CPAs, and this gray, like you were talking about, versus the black and white. I don't think that actually exists. The reason I'm going to say that is because it's literally written in the tax code. You follow the tax code, it's always black and white. It's never gray. So if you hear that from your CPA, they haven't delved enough into those topics to really understand it, because there's so many topics where I've gone to a CPA or talked with somebody's CPA and they're like, oh no, we can't do that. That will raise red flags. I hate that term. The one reason I hate that term is because I always have these conversations with them and I say, well, why will that raise red flags? Oh, well, you'll have a higher risk of an audit. And I'm like, okay, well, why are we trying to avoid an audit either too? Because here's the thing, the IRS, and just even from what they're doing with the Inflation Reduction Act, their whole goal is to audit. It's whether you're prepared and you have to worry about that audit or you don't, right?
And if you're doing things by the book, there's no
reason.
And really, guys, there's no reason to push the envelope. There's enough legitimate tax strategy out there that's going to provide you with plenty of tax savings opportunities.
Yeah, we don't have to go offshore and create some complex dynamic trust system and, Swiss bank accounts. We don't even have to worry about that. And to the credit of CPAs and accountants, because most of our clients that come to us for tax strategy actually have a CPA or a tax preparer. And whether they, end up replacing that person or not is totally up to them. But to a CPA's credit or an enrolled agent or a tax preparer, they are trained, taught, and educated to be compliant.
Yes.
They're not taught to sit down with Brett and dive into his real estate portfolio and look at the different opportunities or strategies to see how much more we could potentially save in taxes. CPAs can push out returns, in minutes. That's not what a tax planner or strategist is going to do.
But you need both.
Well, and I love the way you put this. There's no gray area, Reeves. I really want to I've been in this game for years now and plan to be in it for longer. I think that's probably the best I've ever heard it, is there's no gray area. The gray area is when you're crossing the very clear lines very intentionally. And there's no reason, to Dan's point, that we do that. And so what I love about this is if we put enough attention into just unpacking this and looking through the data, then you are going to find out that it will all reveal itself to you. So I just want to echo those comments. I really, really appreciate that and champion behind that as well.